How's it going today, brothers and sisters?
Is everyone blessed on this beautiful Sunday morning?
Today we have Genesis 5. We're going to read through it, of course, but we're also going to watch a video after, just, going through it, explaining it, because, we're not the smartest guys in the world. We really don't get the Bible as much as maybe we should be qualified for, but we're still going to get after it because that's what it's all about.
I'm a pretty dumb person at the end of the day.
Don't call yourself dumb, man.
Hey, you're right. You know what? I am smart, so I'll start the reading off. Um, get y'all drinks, man. We got Celsius. Celsius
Hey, what's
sponsored the video,
understood does not need to be said.
right? Uh, so start Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day where they were created. And Adam lived 130 years,
130.
and brings forth a son in his own likeness and after his image, and called his name Seth. Okay, we already I thought we already read about Seth, but all right.
They're explaining Seth's background. They didn't explain how Seth came to be.
True, true. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he brings forth sons and daughters. So they're saying his family lasts 800 years, or what? And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died.
No, I was saying Adam was 800.
Oh, he was 130 when he brought Seth. That makes sense. And Seth lived 105 years and brings forth Enos. So, like, why was humans able to live a lot longer back in the day?
They probably just weren't consuming like stuff like Celsius. I mean, Celsius ain't even bad, but they probably weren't consuming, terrible food. They weren't consuming, just like terrible
No,
air quality or something. Like it's just the planet was at a better spot.
no Big Macs or like Taco Bell and stuff, donuts and stuff.
I mean, I feel like they were capping low key. I feel like they weren't really living this old.
Hey man, the
Or I feel like it's
Bible.
not that they were capping, but I feel like there's no way humans live into 700, even if you have like the perfect food, the
Hey
perfect like I don't
man,
care what anyone says, bro. 700, 800, what was it? 800 and 800 some years, bro.
yeah,
Stop the cap,
the
bro.
Bible's all true, bro. This ain't a wrap around the come love. This is all truth. And Seth lived after he brings forth Enos 807 years and brings forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died.
If they could have said like 150, nah, 912, bro.
And
Come on now.
Enos, which was Seth's son or daughter, is that his? Wait,
You skipped 8.
and all the days of Seth were 912. No, I read that because I said and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and brings forth Caden. First ever Cadence, but it's spelled weird.
Take over. And Enos lived after he brings forth Canaan 815 years. So everyone just lives to at least 800. 800 is like the 80 in this. And brings forth sons and daughters. So they all had sons and daughters as well. None of them just had a daughter or just a son or just one like kid.
Crazy.
And of all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and brings forth Mahalalel. And Canaan lived after he brings forth Mahalalel 840 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. So the Bible's getting repetitive now. They're just saying the same thing over and over again with different people, but just whole like family line. And of all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 60 and 5 years and brings forth Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he brings forth Jared 830 years and brings forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 890 and 5 years, and he died. And Jared lived 160 and 2 years, and he brings forth Enoch. And Jared lived after he brings forth Enoch 800 years and brings forth sons and daughters. And of all the days of Jared were 960 and 2 years, and he died. If you're feeling a little repetitive right now, guys, realize that's how life's gonna be sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna have to do the same thing over and over again.
We do not live in a simulation.
Yeah, I don't know. And Enoch lives 60 and 5 years and brings forth Methuselah, Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he brings forth Methuselah 300 years and brings forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 360 and 5 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, and God took him. Yes, Savion, how old are you? My brother Savion, how old are you?
I'm 13.
No, you're 20 and 3 years. You're 20 and yeah, you're 20 and 3 years.
Hey, a lot of people be this dude looks like he's 16. Hey, but when I'm gonna live till like I'm 500, like all these people in the Bible.
Dude, my facial is starting to come in. I'm actually just 20 years. I don't have an extra year, but by the time I'm 21, y'all, I'm gonna have a full beard
I'm already getting. I can get a full beard by next year, man.
cap. And he nudged walk with God, and he was not, and for God took him. You can take over, Brother Savion, on line 25.
And Mestalasia or
That is not even somewhat close.
Methuselah lived 108 or lived 180 and 7 years and brings forth Lamech. Oh no, Lamech.
My boy Lamech.
Lamech, I love you, but I hate you, man.
I shot Lamech, bro. He's a dog.
And
Who was?
Methuselah lived after he brings forth Lamech 780 and 2 years and brings forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died.
Damn.
And Lamech lived 180 and 2 years and brings forth a son, and he called his name Noah. Is this Noah's Ark?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. The
Wait,
goat? The goat? The goat?
Wait, the Lamech, the dude that flexes sins brought Noah? Or is this a different
That's
Noah?
what it's saying.
And he called his name Noah, saying, this shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord had cursed. And Lamech lived after he brings forth Noah 590 and 5 years, and brings forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 770 and 7 years, and he died. And Noah is 500 years old, and Noah brings forth Shem, Ham,
And
and
Japheth.
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 So the first ever dude named Ham, they was named after a meat, or was that the dude, or was the meat named after Ham?
Yeah, we're
Or
gonna scrap that joke, but this entire chapter is literally just
that
a
was
bunch of dudes living and dying and
that
having
was a
sons and
question,
daughters.
man, not a joke.
So what do you think the purpose of this chapter truly is about, Savion, or Brother Savion? Like there's
To
the whole
show,
family
I think
line.
it's really to show that our society's brainwashed and thinking that you can only live to like 70 or 80. It's just the way that we are.
I'm gonna live to 200, y'all.
It's the way that we're set up to live. Like obviously with alcohol, donuts, like Big Macs and stuff like that. It's like what's costing us to like die at 70.
But if you think about it though, there are dudes who literally like are monks and who from the time they're like 0 years old literally grow up, no alcohol, great food, and they don't live to 200,
Like
300. So like maybe it's the air.
Like I obviously know I'm drinking like Celsius right now, but for the most part, I don't really condone in like the alcohol and all that stuff anymore. So I could see myself hitting 100. I mean, I'd rather go to heaven before that, but I could see myself easily getting to the hundreds for real.
So we do have a video actually, y'all, of Genesis 5 explained, but it feels kind of redundant. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward actually. Should we even watch this?
They might explain something we didn't like pick
After
up
Cain
on,
murdered
like
Abel in Genesis chapter
basketball.
4, humanity continues to multiply on the earth.
Brother, what? Brother Savior, what are you talking about?
Let's lock in, bro.
But in chapter 5, Moses takes a different turn by focusing on Adam's offspring through his son Seth. Moses makes sure to remind the reader of the fact that God created male and female in the likeness of God. Once Moses affirms God's creation of mankind in verses 1 and 2, the rest of the chapter dedicates roughly 29 verses to giving the written account of Adam's family line through his son Seth. That's quite literally almost the entire chapter. Although it's a lot of genealogical information, it can be more easily understood if we focus on the 10 men who are mentioned here as continuing Adam's lineage toward Noah's family, specifically through Adam's son, Seth. The 10 men are Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and
Noah.
Noah.
Hey!
Out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, who's your favorite?
I gotta go with Noah and my boy Adam.
Honestly, bro, low key, Jared's kind of underrated, dog.
Dude, who's this dude?
That boy Jared, bro, he low key looks like a chill dude.
Dude looks like modern day, like
What's your favorite just like name though? Like not person, but just straight name. Like what would you name your son out of these 10 names? Mahalalel? I mean, Noah's probably the most like normal or Adam, but
probably honestly, even though he had a lot of sense on Mac.
I was about to say that too, low key. But Lamech, imagine. Yo, Lamech, bro, go take the groceries, dog.
Notice that many of these men were already mentioned in Genesis chapter
Why
4
is it Mac
and
with
chapter
a diaper
5.
on?
That's not a diaper, bro. That's like a traditional, to this time period, garment, bro. You don't know about that drip.
I mean,
Are you serious right now, bro? You don't know about that?
he needs to put some clothes on, man.
I mean, look at Adam, bro. He's like a caveman,
Yeah, we see
bro.
like covering most of his body, bro.
Bro, is that a big ass chicken leg, bro?
Dude, I
Yo,
mean,
all right, let's
Ends with Noah
dude,
and his
Adam and
family.
Lamech are like 200
come
difference in
on, bro.
age, bro. It took him 200 years later, and Lamech couldn't get drip.
Yo, but
Like
low key,
Adam was the
32.
first ever
So
human. He didn't even
chapter
know
5
like
could be
you
understood.
could. He didn't know you could put attributes on yourself.
I want to see. Show us me real quick. Look how like the drip over time like changed though. How it went from like Adam's drip back to Seth, and then it changed, and then it went to Kenan,
Honestly, I don't think the
and then it
drips
changed again.
changed. I think
No, it
Noah.
like changes
No,
back and
look at
forth.
Noah. I think Noah just realized you can.
Look at Noah got the Enoch
No,
drip, and
Noah.
McKenna. It's no, it's real. It's like real life, bro. Like fashion, like skips generations that goes back and forth, and it like changes.
I think Noah realized it doesn't matter what you wear. It matters about how you style yourself.
That is not how Noah looked though, but Noah was way swaggier.
Noah just had style, man.
Noah was way
He knew what
swaggier.
to put on to like make
Noah,
him, bro.
Noah put that, put that on, bro.
That's probably why Lamech was the center, bro. He woke up starting his day off like I'm not trying to disrespect,
Bro,
but he woke up
because he,
starting.
because dude, this isn't even Lamech though. This is just this dude's interpretation of Lamech.
Dude woke up dressed like that. Of course you're gonna sin.
So who do you think is the least sinner out of all these dudes?
Just off like appearance, I would say either.
I feel like Enosh can do no wrong. I feel like
I
he's
would
like really
say
scared of God. He looks
I
like.
would say Noah or Jared.
I can't wait till we get to Noah, bro. He really is the goat.
This is chapter 4 to chapter 6. Now, it's also important to understand that each of these 10 men had many children, most of whom were not even mentioned in this chapter. In fact, every single one of the paragraphs dedicated to these men includes the phrase, and had other sons and daughters. This means there were plenty of other people roaming the earth around this time, so the author Moses specifically intended to include this genealogy to point toward Noah, who is at the very end of this lineage in verse 32. In other words, this chapter is not meant to be a comprehensive family tree. And I would even go as far to say that this chapter is also not meant to be a historical archive of everything that happened between Adam and Noah. So make sure not to read it this way. It's simply meant for the reader to understand how we get to Genesis chapter 6. Moses doesn't include any other events that lead to chapter 6 because the specific events are simply not important to the point of the story.
So they're basically saying like chapter five is some filler. Like yeah, it's a part of the story, but it's some filler, bro.
It's like when Jordan got his third ring, like or
Bro, that's not a filler, bro. Like filler's like when you went to play baseball.
oh yeah, it's not meant to say.
What the family tree is. Now that we
And actually, me, but kind of brother Savion, we were watching Last Dance the other day. Really, I
Nah,
was. He just happens to be in the
I
room.
was watching Starting Five, man, a new gen.
Oh, that new gen.
have a basic understanding of this chapter, let's take a moment to address two tricky issues many readers have with Genesis chapter 5. The first issue is trying to create a historical timeline from this chapter. Others have also tried figuring out how many people were roaming around the earth around this time with the information in this chapter. But there are issues that arise from both of these approaches. It's important to understand that these genealogies were not included by Moses for the primary purpose of putting together a historical timeline or even to
Hey, bro, who was reading the Bible like this though, for real? Like this dude got a magnifying glass on the tablet right in front of him.
Dude's really studying that stuff.
Real talk though, bro. With the Bible, you gotta just be a little more relaxed with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you want to get it all, but you gotta chill, bro. It ain't that serious.
But
Like,
today I woke up all relaxed. Oh, I get to read the Bible today. I'm
I mean, look at this
blessed.
brother Savion. You can't even tie a tie, man. He's super relaxed.
Yeah, man. Like
I don't mean to make fun of you, brother Savion, but come on, man.
you got shorts on, man. You super
All
duper relaxed.
right, bro. They can't see the shorts though, bro.
This dude got a collar on. This dude got an
Hey, they'll
iPad.
never see the
This
shorts.
dude got 5 books, a timeline. Like, dude got an iPad. This reminded me like people back in the day when we used to go to like the church and stuff. Like the kids bring their iPads in. They'd be playing like Temple Run, Subway Surfers while with the Bible in the other hand.
Remember that back room that we would go to sometimes?
Oh yeah, that shit. or
That what, brother Savion?
the egg.
I got swear in this episode too, bro.
That I said that ish was fire, man. I didn't. You know, I'm
No,
a.
that's a
You know,
you owe us a quarter, bro.
God, I'm sorry for using foul language. Obviously you don't want to sin.
Brother Savion, move on, man.
Sometimes the sin comes out on an accident, but I'm apologize for my sin, God. I'm sorry.
Guys, try not to swear, but if you do swear, at least just take accountability.
Find a family catalog of the first humans who ever lived on Earth. This is evident with the phrase, and had other sons and daughters. As I said earlier, it's included in every single lineage description, a total of 10 times. The fact that Moses makes it clear that other sons and daughters were not included in Genesis chapter 5 demonstrates that these genealogies were not meant for us to figure out the exact population of the Earth.
So basically, a bunch of no ones, bunch of nobodies.
And although we can calculate the years and create some sort of timeline based on the number of years we read in Genesis chapter 5, that doesn't necessarily mean that Moses included these years for us to figure out a historical timeline of events. If this was the case, Moses would have included other information as well. Instead, the purpose of Genesis 5 is to provide a direct connection between the offspring of Seth and how it leads to Noah, who becomes a pivotal character in the next part of the narrative.
I ain't got nothing to say.
And remember, at the end of Genesis 4, we learned that it was through Seth's offspring that God would bring a future revival, which is exactly why Genesis 5 focuses entirely on the offspring of Seth. It is, as I said earlier, a continuation of.
Noah?
Dude, I'm not trying to glaze,
Bro,
but
the Noah
Noah's
glaze
tough.
is
Dude,
warranted, bro. Noah's
Noah is so tough.
Yo, clip that chat. We gotta
Dude, we haven't
make
even
a clip where it's like
we've
Noah glaze in 2025.
bro, we've read like one verse about Noah and I'm already glazing.
No, we haven't even like really. That's what I'm saying. We've only heard Noah's
Dude,
name.
that's
Bro.
like the first time I watched Shay play. Let me stop.
Shay is not Noah.
Where
Dog.
Genesis 4 left off, and a way to fast forward the story to Genesis chapter 6 and the story of Noah. This is also why the genealogy in chapter 5 ends with Noah and his family in verse
Dude,
30.
dude,
Yo, I'm
I don't
sorry.
think I've ever seen Noah move his mouth, but this dude is tough.
Yo, what is this weak boat though? This was not like Noah's Ark was like some big body, bulky. Like this is not Noah's Ark right here, bro.
I think Noah, when it comes to just like,
This is
no,
a fishing
obviously, wait, who came first, Jesus or Noah?
boat. I mean, low key, like
I'm confused.
I'm pretty sure
I was gonna say,
Noah actually, right?
'cause I was
Yeah,
like,
Noah.
who was like
It's
the first human had the most like to just like basically
the
start?
first human on board.
Yeah, I think it was Noah, man. This dude, look at this dude. This dude just like didn't even try. People just like was like, dude, this dude is tough. What?
I was gonna say the first human with aura low key is Lamech.
That dude had no. That dude like
That dude low key had aura, bro.
that dude he was bored of aura and just decided just let me just stop having aura.
Bro,
Like,
that dude said if what was his name? He said if Cain deserves to be, what do you say? He said if Cain deserves to be 7 times, I deserve to be 70. What do you say? What do you say? Like,
70-fold.
yeah, he's like, if he deserves 7, I deserve 70-fold. Like, but that's some aura right there. He said I'm 10 times better than that man.
No, but the thing about Noah is he didn't even try and he had aura. Like
That's true. That is true.
like I think
That
that's
is
what
true,
aura comes from. Like if you have to try hard for people to say you have aura, then you don't have aura.
But it's just like a different type of aura, cause like
it's kind of like I'm not trying to. This might
it's like
sound so
Kobe, it's like
Gen
Kobe,
Z,
bro.
but like
Kobe would try and have aura.
it's like,
key.
dude, I don't even want to say it, but like the Duke Dennis dude, bro. That dude,
Dude, Dennis, dude,
that
brother Duke.
that dude don't even be trying. He got aura, man. It's just like Shay. That dude don't even be trying. He have aura.
Hey,
Like,
brother Duke, you got to come on the Bible study with us, man. Read a
yeah,
chapter.
shout out Duke Dennis. Shout out Shay. Shout out all the aura
Now,
people.
while we're here, bro, who's your top 5 auras? Right now, I'm joking.
Two.
Unless.
I would say number one all time is God. Number
That's
two
nice.
is Jesus. Number three is Shay. LeBron 4 and
Let's go. Let's
5.
go. Humans only. Humans only.
Jesus at 1. 2 Noah. 3 LeBron. 4 Kanye and Drake at 4.
No, you gotta pick one.
Honestly, Drake makes better music, but Kanye has more aura, so I'm putting Kanye at 4. And then 5, we'll put my boy Shay. He's on the come up.
Bro, stop it, bro. I'm putting brother Savion at number 5.
And the family tree is important to the overall story because it validates the information that we just read in Genesis chapter 3 and 4. So let's move on to the second issue presented in this chapter. When people first read through Genesis 5, it's surprising.
This dude right here got me geeked.
and even outrageous to read how many years people lived for, with many of the men in this chapter living several hundred years before dying. How are we supposed to accept the idea that people were able to live over 900
Dude, why does
years?
everyone
Not
draw?
only that,
Why
but
does
the large
everyone draw like a grandpa's like that?
What do you mean by that's just how grandpas look?
The dude looks like that one dark dude in that one show.
What you that
The
one dark dude?
Bondocs.
Boondocks?
One grandpa, like
You mean you watched Boondocks?
the white version of him.
No, what do you mean why they draw grandpas like that? That's just how people look.
No, but like
What do you
just
mean?
so many. No, they don't all look the same, but like some people just like every time it's like just like an old person, they draw them like exactly like that.
Yo, when do you think you're gonna get like that receding type of hairline?
Probably like in 10 years.
10 years? Bro, you're only like 20 in 3 years.
Bro, look at Derek White.
Yo, you got Derek White jeans?
Look at Jadeon,
Man, I'm
bro.
not getting old, yo. I'm never getting old.
majority of these people lived for so long that most of them would have commingled with each other. Noah himself may have talked to Adam's grandkids, which,
Yo, that's kind of true though, bro.
Yo, why do you make this old person look depressed?
if I'm correct, I think would be Noah's great.
Yo, he's laughing at me. Bro, I like this. This artist is funny, bro. You look, he makes me.
Bro, why is his like tongue and like what's behind his tongue?
I think his tonsils or like the back of his throat, but it's like, why is it not like
So, like,
shaded with like a red or something?
dude needs to like edit that out.
Bro's laughing at this dude, bro. He looks low. He has more aura than this dude, bro.
Dude, this
He
dude,
looks like a goofy in
I'm not
comparison,
trying to
bro.
be that guy, but dude, look how young the other dude looks. Look at his hairline. Like shit, or let me stop.
It's not even bad, bro.
Grandfather, I
And
think. Either way, it's crazy
Yo, okay, why are they
and completely contradicts what we know about biology today. So what are we supposed to make of this?
Wait, well, hold up, bro. What is this dude eating, bro? Why is his mouth gray and this dude's is like normal? This dude's mouth is gray, bro. You been smoking or something, bro?
these dudes need to close their mouths. See,
That's low key, us. We need to close our mouths.
Well, there are two
nah, look
primary
at the
explanations for these long
grip his
lives
mouth shut.
biology today. So what are we supposed to make of this? Well, there are two primary explanations for these long lifespans. The first is to hold a literal interpretation of these years. However, this obviously creates major issues with modern science because there's no way that humans could possibly live this long. Biblical scholars have theorized that perhaps our biological mechanics were different in those days. Since this takes place immediately after the fall thousands of years ago,
Hey, any brothers and sisters out there that do track,
You
make
say,
sure you get in shape for the season, man. Start it right now. You don't have to wait, or you shouldn't wait until later, man. Do it right now.
do we have any Olympic watchers watching?
Hey, maybe we got a future Olympic sprinter in the building. Maybe not, you know? But hey, I used to run track in high school, by the way. So brother Bryson knows a little bit, but I was not in shape, man. I
Thanks.
was a little bit chubby, man, back in the day.
Someone in the chat say Sonny Lee's watching. Shout out Sonny Lee.
But we ain't even live streaming, dog.
Oh,
maybe human bodies were still benefiting somehow from the paradise of Eden and the goodness of creation, which is why it may have taken a while for sin's ramifications to take effect. But that only matters if you take these numbers literally. The truth is that many people do not think that these years are meant to be literal and are actually one of the first examples of numerology being used in ancient texts. So the other explanation for these long lifespans is that the number of years in this chapter is not supposed to be taken literally at all. Many old Earth creation.
you were fire. Are you were cooking? You were saying that.
Wasn't I?
You were saying I don't know. These years are cap, and I
I
was
did say that, but I don't know if I said they mean something else.
no, I was saying that. Let me stop.
And theistic evolutionists argue there is a numerological element to this chapter that we often miss since we are thousands of years removed from the original writing of this text. I won't get into all the details in this
6.
video, but there is a YouTube channel out there called Inspiring Philosophy with videos about this topic. So if you want more specific details about the numerological interpretation of Genesis 5, check out Inspiring Philosophy. And if you want
Hey, bro's in W Mans though. He's putting on another YouTube channel mid video, bro, for no reason really, too, just to do it.
Yo, God first, man. What are you doing?
What you mean, Godfrey? I'm just saying this dude's putting on his brother.
Did his brother talk about God?
He just said shout out this other channel, bro. You talked about numerological interpretation as well. I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to glaze, but the way this dude talks, it sounds like he has like over 100K subscribers. Like this
He only
dude,
got 3K and he quit. Like he low-key hasn't made videos the past 5 months.
I'm telling y'all, if any of y'all watching social media, like if you post a TikTok, it gets 2 likes, just keep posting, man. Like, should we might post a clip, it might get like 1 like, but we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep showing up, keep going because, 100 videos down the line could be a million view video. So like, why stop? Just have fun in the process, man. Like, just remember that if you don't have fun, you're not gonna make it. So I'm not saying this dude didn't have fun, but I feel like if he would have kept going, he would have saw his numbers increase. He probably was just like in a loop where he just felt like he didn't see any progress. But sometimes that's just gonna happen in content. You're not gonna see any progress, but just keep going anyways, bro.
That's facts, brother Savion.
For insight into a literal interpretation of Genesis, the YouTube channel Answers in Genesis is a pretty popular resource.
Damn, bro, you shout out two dudes, bro.
So now that I've covered those two issues, let's dive into 3 unique takeaways that we should all learn from this chapter. The first lesson we should take from this chapter is that death now becomes the new normal for mankind. We did get a preview of this in Genesis 4 when Cain killed Abel, but that death was a result of murder. In Genesis 5, this is the first time the Bible illustrates the idea that death will come for everyone. So one of the key themes in this chapter is that from now on, all people will die. In fact, the phrase, and he died, appears 10 times in this chapter at the end of each descendant's entry. So now that sin has been inherited into every man and woman,
Hey, just realized, y'all, dying really is a great thing, though, man. It makes every single moment so important.
I'm immortal.
About that, brother Savion, but if you think about it, man, if you weren't gonna die, or even if life was just 2 times, 3 times longer, right? Let's say you really did live to 800 like these dudes did. Every moment wouldn't matter as much. It wouldn't be so important. But the idea that we're gonna die one day, you don't know when, it makes every single day really important. So take death as not as a bad thing, but actually as something that's a blessing to you, man.
and through Adam's offspring, now everyone will die and can expect to die. Which also shows that God made good on his promise in Genesis chapter 3:19, when he said to Adam, "From dust you are, and dust you will return."
God ain't
Bars.
gonna lie, bro. God might be the most like what's the way I'm trying to describe? God might be the most
Poetic.
he ain't got no cap in his rap. If he says it, bro, he means it, bro.
He's like the modern day Kanye or let me stop.
I don't know about that. But like what God be rapping about, bro, he's gonna stand on it, bro. It ain't gonna be no cap, bro. If he
If
says something, bro, you better
if you
respect
if you
it.
put God in a booth, he's coming out with that thing like the whole building's
Hey,
burning down, like everything's burning down in flames, like
hey, you know
yeah.
what's crazy though, brother
It's
Savion?
gonna be like the let me just stop.
If you think about it, brother Savion, what's your favorite song?
Of all time, God, anything, man.
What's your favorite song, bro? Just tell us your favorite song.
Um,
What's a song you like, bro?
I just like a lot of music for
Bro, just
real.
say a song, bro.
Just dance, na 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 na
Think about it
na
though.
na 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 na
Okay,
na.
so think about it, brother Savion. God actually wrote and made that song because he put it into the idea of the artist, and the artist actually just expressed it. So every song ever created, God actually created.
What about the people that people say, oh, they sold their soul?
I mean, that's up for them to decide. Let them, bro.
What about when Yeet said the Evil is on my phone making me deals? That's why I stopped listening to dudes like that.
God created the devil.
So why is he? Why? So you're right.
So I'm just saying though, every
You
single
know,
song is literally through God. So
I
technically,
got
God
I
literally
got
is
no
like a rapper.
I got no hate against like rappers like Yeet, but come on, Yeet man, put some God and gospel. No, I'm playing. You don't gotta listen to me, Yeet, but I don't want to hear you talk about the devil, man.
Hey man, you're a musical artist, man. You gotta talk about what you gotta talk about, man.
Also, in verse 3, when Adam's first descendant Seth is introduced, we're told that Seth was born in Adam's likeness,
Hey,
which is now
that's actually a good point you brought up, brother Savion. He talks about Yeet and how like he's worried about him rapping about the devil because obviously you want brother Yeet to go to heaven. So what I was about to say is that you gotta realize if other people are sinning or doing things that you believe are bad, yes, you can sit here and be like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that," and you should say it. But at the same time, you gotta just let them, bro, because like at the end of the day, bro, everyone's got to answer to God. Everyone's got to go up after this lifetime. So just let them, bro. Like you don't have to worry so much. It's not for you to actually worry so much about what's right and what's wrong. Because think about it. Even in Genesis 1, it literally talks about how once they ate the apple, they literally started to understand right from wrong. They were never supposed to different like they're never supposed to understand good versus bad.
True.
So we as humans we care so much about good or bad or this or that. When honestly we were never supposed to. So if in life, man, don't worry so much about other people are doing right or wrong, because ultimately, man, just worry about what you're doing. Of course, try to help people, but just don't spend too much time, worrying about what people say. So that was good. That was a good, brother Savion. You really brought up a good point there.
a sinful nature.
Shout out, brother Yeet.
This foreshadows the theme of death in this chapter because, as we know, for the wages of sin is death. But while this chapter makes it clear that death comes for us all, it also gives us a confusing exception in verse 24, which leads me to the second takeaway of this video. Enoch didn't die, but was taken away by God instead. Now, there's a lot to say about Enoch being taken away. I didn't mention this earlier, but Moses follows a very simple format when introducing every descendant. He first introduces the person's name, how old they were when they became the father of the next descendant, how long they lived after that while having other sons and daughters, and then clarifies exactly how long the descendant lived by adding these two numbers up and finishing with, and then he died. Pretty straightforward. That is, until you get to Enoch. Here, Moses adds two things. He says that Enoch walked faithfully with God and that he was no more because God took him away. Well,
Ooh, that's actually interesting. I didn't really pick that up too much when we were reading it. Because I'm not gonna lie, me and Brother Savion have talked about this in the past, man. The idea that, like, the way we interpret it, like in life, we notice that people, whenever they kind of like truly authentically become themselves, they happen to die for whatever reason. It's almost like death is like the reward for becoming truly yourself. And so that's what he's saying right here, Nick. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and he didn't just die, God took him.
That's also why they say you shouldn't like trade your life away to chase like money and stuff because
Ultimately, God's more important.
like you're gonna experience everything you want to do if you just be yourself. Like don't worry about dying, but the money and all the blessings come with you just showing up every day as your authentic version of yourself. Yeah, it's that
It's just
simple,
the
man.
principle and the idea though that like first and foremost, before anything else in life, you need to, align yourself with God. You know what I'm
True.
saying? You could have all the money in the world, all the women in the world, all the riches in the world, everything you could possibly imagine, right? But if your heart's not with God, then none of that's gonna matter. But if
The-
your heart's with God, you cannot have all the money in the world. You cannot have all the validation of man in the world. But you gonna live forever, man, really. So just keep that in mind.
Like think about it. Y'all watching this video, we making this video. We could have just got on here being super serious, not being ourselves, trying to be super serious to get God's approval. But sometimes we're gonna say jokes like, yes, like you might not like it, but like
Who, ca-
it's just us being ourselves, man.
who
So
cares if they don't like it, Brother Savion?
no,
They shouldn't watch the video if they don't
I'm
like it.
not talking about that. I'm really talking about people think that God cares so much about like you should take God serious, but you shouldn't take him so serious to the point where you don't ever joke or make any like have fun. God wants us to have fun first and foremost. So, you don't gotta take like think talking about God, reading the Bible so serious sometimes. Like you should take it serious but still have fun, man. Like
That's facts, Brother Savion.
theologians connect these two details by explaining that God took Enoch away because Enoch walked faithfully with him. In other words, Enoch did not experience death because of the amount of faithfulness he had in the Lord. The other person in the Bible who also did not experience death was the prophet Elijah in 2 Kings for very similar reasons. But that's a story for another day. Now, one of the major differences between Enoch and Elijah is that there isn't a whole lot of information given to us about Enoch. There are several chapters in the Bible dedicated to the life and prophetic ministry of Elijah, opposed to just a few sentences that are given about Enoch. Still, it's pretty clear from the text that Enoch was
Low key, like modern humans, like are kind of dripless. Like the old heads, bro. The dudes back in the day, low key got way more sauce.
I think it's just because the economy, like they raise the prices on like you walk into a Gucci store, you go to the register. Like imagine some blind person walks in a Gucci store, right? Goes to register and he just picks up two pieces of clothes. Person's like $12,000.
You think a blind person would want to be like drippy?
No, but you can think of it, they can't see.
No,
But
I'm not even like I'm not even
if they walk into a Gucci store and pick up two clothes, think it's just pants and a shirt, they go to register $12,000 and like what?
no, I'm generally asking. Like, you think blind people like really care about fashion?
Obviously not, but I'm just
That's
saying
kind of an
like
interesting question. I never really
yo,
thought
but
about
I'm
that.
saying like how would they know? They're gonna I guess it didn't. I guess I'm not explaining it well.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like, if someone's blind, like, there's no reason to care about fashion because it's just like a materialistic thing. But our eyes is the reason we care about like materialistic things because it's pleasing to the eyes, or we care about like the validation of having something.
Like in all honesty, when I get more of my bread up and stuff, when I get more clothes, you could even quote me on this. When I come successful and ever, well, I'm already successful, but when I come even more successful, you're gonna see me in the most basic clothes. I'm gonna be wearing a white tee probably 80% of the time. probably some basic like pants and stuff. Like, bro, I don't really care.
They quote that, man. Brother Savion's gonna pop out some Gucci one day, bro. He's gonna be
Nah,
like, he's gonna be
if I
capping.
do, like, I'm gonna be real. Since we're being real now, if I do pop out in some Gucci, it wouldn't even be Gucci. I probably have, like one designer fit, and that's it, bro. Like, and I'll probably wear that like once a year, bro.
I'll say this from my brothers and sisters. There's honestly nothing wrong with designer, but what is wrong is buying something purely for the price tag. Like if you're buying something because it costs a lot, that is just silly. But if you're buying something because you genuinely like how it looks, it may be expensive, but it may be worth it for you to buy it. So don't think you can't buy designer necessarily. That's a sin. It's just a sin to buy things purely for the money purposes of it, for like flexing. Like flexing truly is kind of a sin. But just simply buying something because you like it, even if it is expensive, is not necessarily a sin, in my opinion.
Also, if you're around people, if you go shopping with them and they're constantly saying stuff like, do you think I should get this?" Like, those people are just insecure what they already have on, man. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't, when you buy clothes or you buy new stuff, buy what you want. Stop caring about what Sally on the street thinks, man.
Or Samantha, bro. Who cares what Samantha thinks, man?
Just buy what you want to wear. Buy what shoes you want to put on, man. Stop waiting for other people's approval. You think this will look good on me? Like, come on, bro. I'm not.
Hey, word of advice from Brother Bryson. If you just put that thing you like on and you don't care what people think, I'm guarantee you, man, they'll think you're drippy, bro. They'll think, man, this man got sauce. If you just put on whatever you want. But if you go around thinking, oh, I gotta put on what everyone else is putting on, people are gonna look at you like, bro, this dude's corny, bro. You just putting on what everyone else puts on.
It's just the clothes you have on. If you need approval, you need to ask someone, this is look tough on me or whatever, or this look good on me. It probably doesn't look good on you if you gotta ask for someone's approval, man.
And real talk, whatever you wear, it's not even so much about what you wear, it's about how you wear it, man. If you wear it with confidence, man, you walk with a walk, you talk with a talk, people are gonna see that, bro, and they ain't even gonna really think about your outfit so much. They're gonna feel the energy, man, the aura. Hey, let's get into the video, though.
Spared
We
the
need to talk
experience
for a
of
minute.
death
Still got,
as a reward
still got 2 more minutes.
We'll
for
stop
his
on Dante.
faithfulness. There's more I can say about Enoch, but it's important to
Nah, man. Brother Dante, man, is really, a generational speaker that we need to study more.
What about? I feel like him and Flair, the Paul's
Brother
Cheesers.
Kamani, yeah, Brother Kamani, he's got his thing.
use his life as a practical lesson for us today. Those few sentences about Enoch remind us that our relationship with God is not just about obeying his commands, but about walking in intimate communion with him, just as Enoch did. And just as Enoch walked intimately with God during a time of worldly unfaithfulness, you too can walk with God despite being surrounded by so much sin. And now, the final lesson we should take away from Genesis 5 is the Methuselah prophecy. Now, there isn't a specific
Methuselah.
Honestly, my biggest takeaway so far is, even though I feel like I haven't reminded myself of this a lot, is just you really gotta walk with God. Like, it's a good way to say it. You really gotta walk with God. The devil's gonna tempt you. Walk with God, man. Like, you want to live. It doesn't even matter about living long. You want a better life. Trust God, man. Even if the results, whatever you're doing, they ain't coming, man. God's gonna get you wherever you want to be, man. So just walk with God, man.
I think a good and like I'm not sure if it's the same analogy, but a good way to look at it too is like the God and the devil are two different paths, right? And God's path is gonna look a little interesting. It's looking a little weird. There's gonna be obstacles in the way, but it's gonna get you to the right destination. Whereas the devil, man, he's gonna take you on this straightforward path. Man, it's gonna seem way simpler, but that path isn't gonna get you where you actually want to go. It's gonna be in the wrong direction.
That's actually bars because I feel like the devil, like when you take the devil's path, it's really easy. Like there's nothing hard about it. But when you take God's path, you're gonna want to give up like 100 times. You're gonna be like, dude, this path is so hard. Like, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that because God, like, he's gonna make you go through tough things to get to where you want to be. But the devil's just gonna make it easy for you. He's just gonna be like, yo, here's a beer, bro. Drink this. You'll be good. Like,
And even too, think about how that makes sense. Like God wants to test you. He wants to see if you're like they said earlier, like if you're going to walk with him and if he's going to take you with him and not like when they said like oh in death like the what's his name who was it
uh,
the dude who died but he didn't actually die, he got taken because he walked with God. uh
it's
Seth, right? Wasn't it Seth? I don't know. The
maybe
basically
Notch.
maybe a notch. Basically what I was gonna say is that God's path is going to be more difficult, but it's supposed to be that way because he wants to test and see if you're actually worthy of becoming one of his soldiers. Whereas the devil, man, he'll take anyone, bro. He's going to send you on the quickest path possible to his destination because he wants as many people as possible. There's a war coming, y'all.
prophecy explicitly stated in the text, But when you carefully add up the number of years everyone lived all the way up to the Great Flood in the story of Noah and translate the meaning of Methuselah's name, you'll see that there is a prophecy included in this chapter. Methuselah's name is translated to man of the dart or man of the javelin. The people at the time would have understood this to mean, when he is dead, it shall come. So why would Enoch give this name to his son? Well, we know that Enoch was regarded as a prophet based on Jude 14. So biblical scholars believe that Enoch knew that the year Methuselah died, that God's judgment would come in the form of a flood that we read about in the next few chapters. And when you
Is that the Noah's flood though? I think so, right?
Definitely.
calculate the number of years that are given to
Little spoiler, Genesis 7, Noah's Ark.
us in this lineage, along with other years given to us in the story of Noah, it turns out that the same year Methuselah
Noah
died,
was
the flood came.
600 when he entered the ark.
600. He was like 60, but today's equivalent to like 60.
They didn't keep track of years back
Not
then.
only that, but Methuselah
I mean, they did. It's just that today humans don't live to know, 1,000 like they were back in the day. So 600 like means 60 nowadays.
But imagine just living 600 years. Like, that'd be, you'd feel like, did the days go by really fast back in the day?
So I feel like if you lived for like 200, 300, 400, 500 years, like you'd just be so smart. Like you would
I feel
literally just
like
have so much
the
information. Like your brain
dopamine,
would just be so like full of like stuff.
I feel like all the dopamine nowadays makes it feel like life's long. It might sound crazy. You think, oh, it makes life feel shorter, but it low-key makes it feel longer. Like, I feel like, because back then they didn't have phones and all that stuff, so like, time probably didn't feel that long to them because I don't know. It sounds crazy, but like you think, oh, going to your phone, scrolling on TikTok, that makes days fly by. I feel like it's the opposite.
It's probably too. A lot of their days are probably very like basic, quote unquote. Like, a lot of days are just like waking up, you know what I'm saying, doing some push-ups or whatever,
They
getting
probably
their
don't.
food in, taking walks, like just simple stuff, simple
They
living.
probably really didn't look at the time. Like that's probably why like people preach like time is money. Like, cause like
Time is a social
if you
construct.
just if you just constantly looking at the time, that's when the time goes like slow. Like these dudes probably were never looking at the clock and stuff. They just went to bed when it was dark, woke up when it was sunny out.
I wonder if too, for them, maybe the 600 years, yeah, maybe that only felt like 60 years though to them.
That's what I was pretty much saying.
was also the longest living human in the Bible, and there's good reason to believe that God allowed Methuselah to live this long to give everyone else plenty of time to repent from their sins before the flood came, which is exactly what we're going to be covering in the next chapter. So, it turns out that Genesis chapter 5 isn't just a bunch of random names with made up numbers. In fact, it's just the opposite. Genesis chapter 5 reminds us that everything that happens throughout history, every event, human life, and death, is carefully planned and calculated according to God's plan. Each of these 10 men were intended to continue Seth's bloodline to Noah, and even the other sons.
So think about that real quick, guys. It may feel like, you're messing up or you're doing wrong or you're doing wrong in the eyes of God, but realize too that's just a part of your journey, man. You can't really mess up. It's all kind of planned out. And so if you're sinning, if you've been struggling with sin, just realize, man, that's a part of your journey. You're supposed to do that because God wants to, help you. He wants you to get to a better location, a better destination. And even realize sometimes you're supposed to be an example for other people. Sometimes, your sin is supposed to serve your future self. There's so many reasons why you might be sinning. But of course, try to be better every day. Don't just think that you should just do no right because it's all planned out anyway. I have no control. But just realize that everything has a purpose and a reason. It's like a story where everything is foreshadowing.
And daughters not mentioned in this chapter helped populate the rest of the earth. God also intended Enoch to be an example to everyone that it is possible to walk with the Lord even in times of wickedness. And God even had people's names planned out in advance to be a sign of his divine work in the future. And if God carefully planned out every person's life for a specific purpose in Genesis chapter 5, then just ask yourself, what does he have planned for you?
Bars. Nah, but that's true because at times I feel like we as humans we get so stuck up on like am I doing wrong? Am I messed up? And like why am I not just, immediately holy in life? But ultimately, man, like your story is the way it is on purpose. God wanted it to be that way. Anything you'd like to leave him with, Brother Savion?
Um, I just want to say, God bless everyone that's watching. We're about to quickly make like after this a TikTok about how we felt about this session. So
Oh yeah, I mean follow our TikTok, man.
if you want to go check out our a quick minute like talking about what we just learned. Go check out our TikTok.
Yeah, but all I can leave you with today is enjoy the day. Thank you for spending time with us today on whether you're actually watching this when we upload it on a Sunday, whether you're watching it on a random Wednesday, whatever day you're watching on. Thank you for spending time out of your day, to be with God, to be with us, to learn a little more about the Bible. Thank you.
We'll see y'all Wednesday. May God bless y'all.
Peace. Is it Tuesday actually though?